change this back to the right. Camera's off again.
There we go. I just said that one more time.
There we go. That's nice. That's nice. Oh shit. All right. Bet. All right. All right. So,
Live.
yo.
Clapping, man.
Today we got a special guest here, Mr. Ty, aka Ty Yashu. All right. Ty, introduce yourself. Tell them about yourself. What's going on?
Just like my boy Dunk, man. We just sitting here playing some games, talking about some sports, man. That's it. Regular Saturday night. You know, some regular topics for us to talk about. Something small.
Okay. So, you in Philly, you in Philly. So we got a hot topic to talk about. Of course, everybody knows what's going on with it. What as a Philly fan, as somebody in Philly, what is your take with the whole Ben Simmons situation?
Man, listen. I told people 2 seasons ago, before this last season, when this whole playoff thing happened, when I mean, it's only dropped 5 points in the game. I already let everybody know we should have been traded Ben Simmons due to the fact that he still had a lot of value towards his name. A lot of people still think that he was somebody that he's not, clearly. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that way we could have still get some valuable picks and valuable players, something. We could have did something like trading for Bradley Bill, maybe Bradley Bill in a pick because of the way how much he had so much value around his name. And then this whole season happened, and we see that now that we can't even get rid of Ben Simmons, or if we do, we even get rid of him to something like mediocre, pretty much. Not only that, my biggest thing with Ben Simmons, my biggest issue is that when it comes to him, it's not like he's saying like, "Oh, Ben Simmons, you trust," like you can't do anything, whatever. We just asking this man to develop a shot. The defense is there clearly. The offense, it can be there. He could drop to the basket, get some points, 2 points when we need him for whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest issue that we have is this, when we need you to shoot that three or something, we just need you to do it. You see what I'm saying? Regardless if you make it or not, it's just the effort that counts. If people
Okay.
are seeing like Ben Simmons is going out there and he at least attempting, not just one time in the preseason, or not just, releasing a hype video every off season of him
Yeah.
shooting a bunch of threes against a random, nobodies,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
actually bring it to the game. That he doesn't want to do. And he's comfortable with not doing that. As we know, he says, "Oh, I don't think I need to develop my shot." Come on, man. That's unrealistic.
I think low key though, all this was predetermined in my opinion. Because even if you look at back when he like went from Australia to college, like
Yeah.
his whole demeanor, his whole attitude towards basketball was, I'm already good. So I don't gotta improve nothing. I don't gotta prove nothing. I don't know why I'm going to college. I'm already that good to be in the NBA. Which I'll be honest, he was, right? He was.
Right.
The issue I have with Ben is for the first time in my life. I don't know if it happened in the 80s or 70s or 60s, but the first
Right.
time in my life, this is the first time I'm seeing a player say no, I don't want to improve, right?
Exactly.
And all these people are like, oh, he just needs a therapist. He just needs this and that. No, no, you're a grown man, dog. If you
It's going, man.
if you can release videos, right, of you shooting six threes a game in a gym with all the NBA players and shit like that, right? And Adam Sandler, like right, like you could do all that, but then come game time, you're passing up threes, you're passing up dunks in playoffs with Trey Young
Yeah.
under the basket. You know what I'm saying? A dude who's half your size, right? Like,
Half your size, half your weight, half everything. Don't
like,
even get me started with that.
like it's just the fact that he refused to get better. He constantly refuses to get better. It's been what 3 years now, 4 years now. I think
Exactly.
at least 4 years, at least 4 years where he has not developed a shot. And the worst part about it is when it comes to grown men. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to us as
Yeah.
grown men, we don't change unless we want to, right? So everybody's like, "Oh, this organization babies him and whatnot, and this, that, and the third." Ben Simmons is gonna do what Ben Simmons wants to do. right? It could be clutch
Right.
time. Your team is down by two, right? You got 2 seconds left, ball in your hand. You know what I'm saying? You're open for a shot. That man is
Exactly.
not gonna shoot that ball.
And that's the sad part. And listen, quick sidebar back to what we was talking about. The thing that kind of makes me mad with Ben Simmons too is if you go as far as releasing these hype tapes every single off season and you shooting all these threes and stuff, you kind of know what the people want.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? You also know what it is that you got to bring to the game to better yourself. So when you sit here and you give us all this hype and you doing it and then the season comes and you don't do it, now you're picking and choosing. You see what I'm saying? And I
yeah.
and also think it's a big mental thing for him. Which is cool. Everybody deal with mental stuff. And I'm not gonna say go ahead and get a therapist or nothing like that, but at least take the help that you're getting, bro. You see,
But you cut off a bit. You cut off a bit. I think his
hold on, my
there you
mom
go.
was calling me. My mom was calling me. I'm sorry.
You good,
Hold
you
on,
good,
let her know.
you good. I'm gonna keep talking. I got y'all. I got y'all. So my issue with Ben Simmons, right, is just the fact that people view him as the ideal point guard, but even ideal point guards know when to shoot. That's the point of being an ideal point guard, is to be that playmaker, right? Your job is to do or put your team in a position in which you're most susceptible to succeed. And Ben, don't get me wrong, I like Ben's play style, right? He's big for his size. He he knows how to pass. He has good court vision. He has all that stuff. But you're not putting your team in a great position to win. Let we can even dive into the fact that Joel Embiid is a top two, if not top three center in this league. Probably the best one. I don't know. It's between him and Joker, of course, but
I say
Joel,
best, but yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And you have the best center. Like, when has somebody ever had the best center or one of the best centers in the league and not accommodate the center, right?
Exactly.
You as a guard are not supposed to be occupying the same space as your big man. That's not how it works. So my thing is, right? If this is gonna happen, if Ben is gonna do this, take him out of the guard position and put him as a power forward.
Exactly.
Right? Get the ball
Especially
out
if
his
you're not
hand.
going to be shooting and stuff like that. You wasting time. You taking away opportunities from other players like Curry. Um, what's his name?
You
Forgot his name.
talking about Green?
Goodness gracious. Nah, not Green. I mean him too. But the black guy with the headband. Oh shit, what's the black boy name on that team? Shooting guard.
I
Steph?
got you. I
No,
got you.
not Steph Curry. Shake, Shake, Shake. They call him Shake. I forgot what they call him.
He
Oh
said
man,
shake. Let me see. I got you. I
yeah,
got you. I got
Milton.
you. Got you.
Yeah, Shake Milton. That's what they call him.
Yep. Yep. I see him there.
Yeah, Shake Milton. You see what
Shake.
I'm saying?
I
You
see him
create
shake.
opportunities for people like him. You see what I'm saying? That actually move the ball. If you want to be the slashing playmaker type of player, go ahead and be that. You see what I'm saying? But don't be somebody who's wanting the ball 24/7 or wanting the team built around you, which is another issue that I have with Ben Simmons. Because you sit here and you try to say you want a team that's built around you. My
Hmm.
God, we've been doing that. We've been doing it. We gave up, which is the biggest mistake ever that I think the Sixers made within the past 5 years. We gave up Jimmy Butler. We gave up Jimmy Butler to keep Ben Simmons. Not only that, you watch ESPN and everything up until this point,
Hmm.
everybody's been saying that this is Ben Simmons' team. You see what I'm saying? Everybody was acknowledging Joel Embiid. Don't get me wrong, because it's not for you to. I mean, it's these numbers every season. So it's hard not to acknowledge Joel Embiid. But at the end of the day, they've been doing all of this stuff to accommodate to Ben Simmons. So when you sit here and you try to tell me that you want a team that's built around you, first of all, what are you doing to have a team built around you? And second of all, how can you ignore the fact that that's what they've been doing this entire time?
It's I think it's because of notice, right? when this man got hit with a ball.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, facts. My little cousin just lined me up.
but
Go ahead.
I think it has more to do with the fact that Embiid is the face, right? It's Embiid's team. Ben Simmons is on the team, right?
Mm.
I think Ben wants it the other way to make it Ben's team, but Embiid is on the team. But like we gotta admit though, it's partially our fault, like in regards to like fans and media, because all we did was hype him up. This defense is so good. He's one of the best two-way players ever. Look what he did to Jared Dudley, out of all people. Like you know what I'm saying? Like to put Ben Simmons, and don't get me wrong, Ben Simmons is a great player, but to put his to
Mm.
put him in a category, his biggest beef, his biggest rivalry was Jared Dudley on the Nets. That was it. Like, it wasn't LeBron. Uh it wasn't Kawhi when he was in Toronto or none of that. It was literally just Jared Dudley. You know what I'm saying? So when you see things like that, it's like now you're believing too much of your own hype. You feel me? That's what I think it is. I think Ben believes too much of his own hype, and then for them to give him that much money as well so early, like there's no way, there's no way, fam. Now now in comparison, right, from what we've seen in the preseason, is Giannis. Giannis is working on his shot, right? Giannis is not
Exactly.
scared to improve. Right? Ben's scared to improve. You know, no, I don't even think Ben is scared to shoot. I don't think so. I think he just don't want to. He's like, what's the point? I'm already that good.
Exactly.
You feel me? So why should I shoot? Why should I attempt 3 pointers a game if I know my best game is driving and dishing out and whatnot? I think Jordan had a quote about that. He said, focusing on just three shooting or trying to become a three shooter would mess up the rest of his game. But here's the thing,
Right.
Ben, you not Jordan. So it's like if you're gonna be Magic esque, if you're gonna be somebody that's like Magic, where it's like, and mind you, Ben plays defense. Magic barely played defense, but Magic was good. He's
Right.
he's a little cum say cum sa, but Magic at least attempted what he could attempt, right?
Exactly.
So all these
And see,
people, go ahead.
and see the key words in what you're saying is, bro, is attempt. Attempt. You see what I'm saying? Nobody is asking Ben Simmons to go out here and turn into a god, bro. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it's the attempt that matters. If you're actually putting in the effort to say, all right, you know what? Like, I know this isn't my strong point in the game.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? I know I'm a playmaker. I know I can get to the bucket, sometimes when he chooses to be, but that's my personal opinion.
yeah.
But all we asking you to do is attempt. If we see, all right, he made, he put this shot up, it didn't go in. He put up 30 shots this season, only 16 of them went in. We can't really complain too much. You may still have some people that say, "Oh, damn, he sucked behind the arc," but at least we get to see that.
Yeah,
But if you just not doing it at all, it's just like, come on. You see what I'm saying? And then this whole mentality of, oh, I'm too good to this, that, and the third.
yeah.
First of all, you're contradicting yourself, because then you go ahead and then it's like, here you are, and here goes Trey Young, and you just look and you pass the ball out. Are you shitting me?
In
In
the
a in
fourth quarter in a
in
in
a
the playoff.
playoff game. This is not a regular season game. This is not a preseason game. This is the playoffs, bro. You got to bring the heat every single day, every single time. But oh my God, bro, you got to pull up the stats again one more time for the people to see the amount of points that Ben Simmons put up in that entire series. It's ridiculous. You got players that's out here putting up more points in a game than Ben Simmons put up overall in all those games, bro. That's sad. That's sad. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
now when you sit here and you try to bring up the idea, oh, I don't need to better my game because I got this and that. Well, this and that ain't working for you. It's not working for you.
that's
Because if
facts.
if if you're trying to make your strong point saying that it's your defense and it's your ability to get to the board, well, big cousin, little cousin, sorry, because he ain't no big. You see what I'm saying? It's not working for you. If that's what you're bringing, and you can only contribute 5 points in a playoff game, I don't care. People want to talk about was just a rough. We had a bad day. Oh yeah, this and that. Well, ain't nobody saying that, especially in Philly. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're entitled. You're entitled to have bad games. You see what I'm saying? Bad nights, maybe a bad single games, but it's ridiculous to see it over and over and over again, especially within the playoff game. It don't make no sense.
Let
It
me just
definitely doesn't make any sense.
give y'all Ben's stats for each game in Atlanta. All right, it was pretty good, pretty bad. Game 1, 17. Game 2, 4. Game 3, 18. Game 4, 11. Game 5, 8. Game 6, 6. Game 7, 5. Now,
I'm sorry. That
now,
just triggered my asthma.
now, in regards to both his series in Washington and in Atlanta, he attempted 1 3-pointer. He missed it, but he attempted 1 3-pointer, and I, I feel like that may, I think this may be the trigger right here for the playoff part, because the first game in Atlanta, he attempted 9 field goals. He made 3. He attempted a 3-pointer, missed it, and went on to do 6 points that game. The games after that in Washington, he went on to average, what was it, 22, 14. I said average, my bad. Game 2, he went for 22. Game 3, he went to 14. Game 4, he went for 13. And game 5, he went to 19. All of which without the 3. So I feel like this triggered something in his head that said, I play better when I don't attempt this shot. My boy QC said Ben Simmons is sorry. And he also said Bulls to the finals. Hold on. We're going to talk about finals later. We're going to talk about that later. I ain't going to lie, though. I do like what I see with the Bulls.
I ain't gonna lie, the Bulls looking nice.
Facts. But let's transition.
Yeah. Right.
So we talked about the Ben Simmons situation. Honestly, either trade Ben Simmons or put him as forward. All right. That has to be a thing.
Let me tell you something. Quick sidebar again, man. I know I keep doing that.
No, go ahead.
You have to trade him. This is my thing. This is now a mental thing for Ben Simmons. You see what I'm saying? Although this is a totally different sport, but we seen the same thing within Carson Wentz. First of all, Philly fans, we are too passionate about these sports, bro. So when we have somebody that's coming in here with this effed up mentality of, oh, I'm too good for this and too good for that and da-da-da-da, then you want to go through this whole thing and you want to hold out, and then you come back randomly. Why? Because you must be tired of getting fined. That's what it really is. You see what I'm saying? And then you sit out this last preseason game for what? For what? Last time in the previous season, you sat out for COVID related stuff. You see what I'm saying, bro? It's now to the point where Ben Simmons has this negative connotation to his name because of not what we're doing or Philly fans is doing too much, which Philly fans can do too much sometimes. I'm gonna be completely honest, they can. But this is not the situation at all. We're not doing too much. You created this story for yourself, especially when you carried it the way how you carried it this all season. And again, not because we saying, oh man, you scored 25 points. We need you to score 35. Oh, you did that. No. We just asking you to get better, bro. We asking you to develop a different part of the game. I've never in any sport, regardless of what it is, I've never heard somebody come to you with reconstructive criticism, trying to tell you, listen, this is where you could better your game. And you're telling somebody straight out to their face that you don't think you need to better that part of your game. It don't make no sense to me, bro. Yeah. It don't make no sense to me. If you look at all of these, I can name a lot of stars in the NBA that's doing it. We just talked about Giannis, even LeBron.
LeBron shifted his game, yeah. As he got older, he shifted his game to improve more on the shooting than the driving.
Russell Westbrook.
He just got to stop turning over the ball. I think Westbrook's good if he just stops turning over the ball.
But the point that I'm making is widening your game, going from somebody who's really not that hot to somebody who's now dropping daggers. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
LeBron, this man be pulling up from it. That's a whole different conversation, man. All I'm saying is Ben Simmons brought this to himself, and now it's to the point where it's like, my man, now it's to the point where you need to come in here and drop nine 3-pointers a game. Or we just not going back with you. You see what I'm saying? Or you got to drop 30 plus points every single game. Or we're not going to bang with you because now you did too much and you brought it on yourself, and that's all on him. That's all on him.
No, that's
And I
valid.
don't think he's going to do that. Why? Because we see how he is under pressure already.
Yeah.
We see the type of attitude that he has, which is negative. You see what I'm saying? So now I just think it's to the point where it's like, you know what? For the best of both worlds. You see what I'm saying? Because the last person I want to see is another man struggling. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of how I personally feel about him, Ben Simmons, I don't like you. But what I'm saying, regardless of how I feel about him, I don't want to see nobody struggle. So I think for the best of the Sixers organization and for the betterment of Ben Simmons and his whole mental,
Mm-hmm.
you just gotta go somewhere else, bro. Cause he gonna come onto the court, he gonna hear nothing but boos, nothing but boos. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. I think
He's not gonna play good.
I do somewhat blame our what's the word uh fantasization. I forgot what it's called, but we loved to see threes so much that now everybody's saying everybody needs to develop threes, which is how I'm going to go into the Giannis situation. Ben is not dominating. He's not dominant, right? Shaq legit averaged so little of threes. I think he only averaged. I think he only took one for 2 seasons, right? It is so low that he of his average that on record it says he averaged 0. That's how low of a decimal his 3 attempts were, right? But Shaq was also a person who gave you 30, 40, 35 in the paint, right?
Exactly.
Shaq ain't had to shoot. The same thing with Giannis. Giannis doesn't have to shoot, right? Because you need a team effort to stop him. Nobody has stopped Giannis one-on-one yet. Nobody, right? What was the Raptors' job? The Raptors' plan for Giannis. Let's build a wall and put one of the best defenders in the league on him too. So it wasn't just Kawhi on Giannis. It was Kawhi, then wall. It was like, if he gets by Kawhi, put the wall there, right?
Right.
A lot of people don't realize that. So Giannis choosing to develop his shot, that's something you want to see in the NBA. You want to see improvement off of just you wanting to improve, because Giannis doesn't have to. He's that dominant. He does, and he's efficient. It's not like he's averaging 40 field goal percentage, 30 field goal percent. This man's averaging at least 50 to 65, bro. Like what?
Yeah.
Like what? Like, are you serious? All right. Giannis is so dominant right now in the NBA that if he develops a shot, if he now I'm gonna be realistic though. I'm gonna be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
If Giannis does develop a shot, I think that will take away some of his drive game. Because
listen, it could, but then again, can it? Because I mean, think about it. Like now, it's like, don't get me wrong, Giannis developed a shot, but as we've seen, he can still give it to you in the paint, bro.
no, he
You see what
can.
I'm saying?
He can.
And
But
it's
but
kind of like
if
even in the game that we just seen,
uh-huh.
the preseason game, it's like, all right, I'm gonna still take it to the paint. That's my number one drive. But if you gonna play me like I'm Rondo back in 2008,
yeah,
pull it from the 3. You see what I'm saying? And I might make it.
I get you. Because my thing is just more about tendencies, right? If you're starting to make more threes, right, you'll start to build up a tendency to go to the 3, right? Now, Giannis being dominant in the paint, if I were to use bodies as an example, it may take 3 people to stop him, and then when he develops his threes, it may be two people instead, right? It's not saying he won't be dominant. It's just he will be less dominant. That's just my theory on that. Because we've seen it happen is that stars will adjust to shooting threes, and they will lose some of that explosiveness coming through the paint. You know what I'm saying? Some of it, not all of it, but some of it, right? Vince Carter had to focus on threes because the man was 43 or something, but he could still dunk on your ass if you want to. right?
That means a whole different beast.
You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't like dunking on 7-footer dunking no more. Move
Yeah.
casually, I'm dunking. So Giannis, oh my god, that's gonna be a bad situation for everybody. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving. Kyrie is refusing to take the COVID vaccine shot. Um, just to note, it is not for religious reasons, as Kyrie is spiritual, not religious. That's number one. It's not for health reasons because
Huge
he's not,
difference.
yeah, there's a huge difference. Kyrie's also not taking it for health reasons because he would then note those same health reasons. Kyrie is making a personal choice, as we all do, to make or take the vaccine or not take the vaccine. Uh, a lot of people are standing with him, saying like, "Yeah, I'm so proud of you," everything like that. Others are saying, "Are you dumb? Like you're about to toss away like 200 mil for a vaccine that has been proven to work and everything like that." So, what is your opinion on that?
Listen, I thought America was the land of the free and all about freedom of speech and my body, my choice, and all of this stuff. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Now, ideally, in a world where COVID has been destroying the entire world, you see what I'm saying? Would you want everybody to become vaccinated?
yeah,
Yes. But this is my problem. You see what I'm saying? I was just having this conversation the other day.
okay,
They're not doing the proper job of educating people on this whole COVID vaccine. You see
okay.
what I'm saying? It all started off with people, and this is, it sounds like it's about to be off topic, but it's all going to tie into one.
No, you good, you good.
It all started off with, you know, it was basically like a trial and error type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't FDA approved. You had people coming out on TV, saying, they're getting the vaccine, before it was even, word set now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would say developed, whatever the case may be. But even still, where a lot of people was getting the information and still getting the information was social media, pretty much. You see
Uh
what I'm
huh.
saying? And the issue with that is social media isn't the people that's making it. It's not the FDA. It's not the CDC. It's not people that matter. And when I say that matter, I mean people that's actually putting in the work and have the statistics and education for the
Mm-hmm.
stuff that they handing out. The issue with that is when it's on social media and people are using social media to then educate themselves, what happens is a big split like what we see today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, for example, you will have people like um who can I think of? Stephen A. Smith, all for the vaccine. Go ahead, get vaccinated. Da, 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A. Smith fan base and people that watch him and not look up to him, but trust his word, whatever the case may be. They
Uh-huh.
don't look at that. Majority of them, because you're still gonna have people that still gonna follow their own rules or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But majority of them are gonna look at Stephen A. Smith and be like, oh well, Stephen A. Smith got the vaccine, so let me go ahead and get it too.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna have people who on the complete opposite side. Like 50 Cent that said something about the vaccine before. Anybody who has their own base on social media. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If they give an opinion on the vaccine, it's just gonna be that. That's what people are taking and running with it. What I have an issue with is again the CDC, the FDA, whatever the case may be. They're not doing what they have to do to properly make sure that everybody is vaccinated. I mean, everybody is properly educated on the vaccine. The COVID-19 is pretty much like the new flu. It's not something that's going to go away at this point.
Yeah,
You
no,
see
it's
what I'm
not.
saying? And the vaccine is not something that's made to it's like, you see what I'm saying? You're never going to get COVID again. That's not what it is.
Nope.
That's not what it is. All the vaccine is it's very efficient in helping suppress the symptoms that you feel when you get the COVID vaccination.
See,
You see what I'm saying?
here's my thing though. Here's my thing. Everything in all, even all the research and everything is easily accessible. You'll have people with my initial mindset. You're lying. You're lying. I don't give a shit. You said you tested on rats for 2 months or whatever. You're lying, right? But here's the issue that people seem to forget. COVID itself is not new. It has been in the world for a long time, which is why you will see it on every Lysol wipe even prior to it spreading, right?
Right.
The issue was, especially with the lab testing, the labs, all the labs have samples of almost every known disease, period. They oftentimes have COVID samples. Now, COVID has never ran rampant like it has now, but has still always existed. So they already had the samples. They already had everything they need, right? So that's when the testing starts immediately. My friend who works with the lab says they are literally not allowed to 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 put out anything unless it's been tested thoroughly. And I forgot what's the term in science where you have an hypothesis, you run it, it fails, you change the hypothesis, you run it, it fails. Da, da, da. I think is that how theory works? I think that's how theory works. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So so what you're seeing is a lot of people doing false information, and I can prove this false information being believable because I can literally go on social media right now and talk about. I can literally say, "Yo, I've been robbed. This guy and this and that and the third," and everybody's gonna share my story. Like, "Yo, have you seen this dude? This dude got robbed." Nobody's gonna fact check me,
Right.
right? When I seen some of the posts, don't get me wrong. I see some of the posts. I'll be like, you said it causes cancer? All right, let me look it up real quick. Google. Bam. No, it don't. like it's that easy. Now, again, my initial mindset was, I don't give a shit what you post. You're lying, right? CDC, all that. You just want me to take it. Fuck you, right? Like that's just how it goes. Now, in regards to Kyrie, though, right? It is still your body, your choice. You are free to do with your body as you want. But if anybody who knows who has a job, your job has requirements, right?
Right.
Ty, do you go into work with no shoes on and no shirt on?
No.
Why?
Because it's just the rules and regulations. You come into work, you know you gotta have a goddamn shirt on and some shoes. You
Okay.
come in there with no shirt on, no shoes, you gonna look at you
Like you crazy, right? So would they be wrong for sending you back home?
NBA is not wrong for trying to push these rules and regulations, within the NBA. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But what's going on is that the conversation of COVID-19 has become so political.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? That it's now pushing everybody to do this stuff. So now it's not really. Whereas a couple months ago, you had everybody playing in a bubble, and that was the big shift,
Yeah.
And then within the whole COVID thing, now it's like, look, you gotta go and get this shot. You see what I'm saying? And it's tough. It's tough. It's tough because at the same time, in a at a level mindset, bro, you can understand where the NBA is coming from,
Uh-huh.
and you can also understand where Kyrie Irving is coming from. You see what I'm saying? It's health, bro. This is vaccinations. You have people like 7 Day Adventists who don't believe in medicine. I have a personally who suffered from a stroke, heart attack, all this other stuff, and when she went to the hospital on ICU on the deathbed, pretty much like her mom is still saying no, like no blood transfusions, no nothing like that. Like we don't believe in that. You see what I'm saying? It's tough. It's tough, and it's like a lot of people are saying, if I was Kyrie, I would just take it. Like I'm not missing out on all this money and da 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 da. But it's like at the same time, there's somebody who is like Kyrie Irving, who we see within the past 3 to 5 years now has strengthened his spirituality to a level where it's like he's different from who he used to be. You see what I'm saying? It's big now for him. It's way bigger than it is because if he does this, he kind of like contradicting his own beliefs or his own, like spiritual mindset, and that can be tough. So it's
Yeah.
like in a situation like that, it's better left. It's better if you just let the NBA and Kyrie handle that. You see what I'm saying?
See,
People shouldn't be so.
that's the thing though.
But
It's not the NBA.
mm,
It's literally New York. like
that's
it's,
true too. That's true too.
you know what I'm saying? Now, again, the issue I have, like, if we get away from the emotion and just think logically, right? New York has a mandate that you cannot practice or play in public spaces, right? Like in huge crowds and stuff like that. So you and the amount of money Kyrie is getting paid is being paid for full time work,
Right.
right? So if you can't play with us, why am I spending millions on you? But to make it worse is that you shifted everything towards the Nets. You got KD to join. You got DeAndre Jordan to join. You got by initially getting KD, you got James Harden to join. You got Blake Griffin to join. Like you had a hand in all that. Then to be a supposed leader of the team and then go, nah. Then it's like, cool. That's you. Kudos to you, right? Stay strong with yourself. As your employer, I'm sorry. You a risk and there's mandates. I can't have you playing.
Gotta go by the rules. I mean, it's that
You know what I'm
simple. You
saying?
see what I'm saying?
Even look at Braun. Braun said I wasn't gonna get the vaccine, but then he said I gotta do it for my family and stuff. Right? I was the same way. I said, fuck that. I'm in my house anyway. I don't gotta get no vaccine. What happens, I had a situation where I gotta do it for family. So I'm like, damn, I gotta get the vaccine too. Now, did anything happen to me? No, nothing happened to me. Right? But I also realized, like, for example, I never got the flu vaccine my entire life until I started working for a hospital and it was required. I cannot be employed by the hospital if I didn't get that flu vaccine. Now, mind you, I never got one ever in my life. Never needed one. When I got it, nothing happened. Shit, I gotta get it. I got mine scheduled in 5 days to get it. Do I look forward to it? No. I hate needles. But I'm just saying that it's something I have to do to keep my job. Right? If you switch me and Kyrie could have my job. I can go to NBA. Don't even give me 250 million and shit. Give me 500,000. I'll get you 2 points. Right? And that 2 points is gonna mean more than no points by
Get
Kyrie.
you a free throw.
Shit, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I could draw fouls. I'm smaller than the NBA players, so they're gonna hit me a bit. Right? That extra 2 points is more than Kyrie gonna put up. So you can pay me his money then. Shit. You know what I mean? But what's Kyrie's reasoning is my thing. Kyrie hasn't actually introduced his reasoning because again, it's not a religious reasoning and it's not a health reasoning. So what is the reasoning? If it's just simply, I don't want to take the vaccine, like because it's my body, I'm not gonna put that on my body. Cool. I don't think anybody disagrees with him. The issue is, as your employer, I can't have you around everybody else. I'm sorry, because again, because we work in health, the whole point of a vaccine is to one, lower the chances of getting it, right? Not zero, but lower the chances, and then lower the severity. That's all, right? I can still get COVID, but my ass ain't gonna be in the hospital with it. You get what I'm saying? Like that's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think
It's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough. It's very tough. And I don't know, man. It's like
Kevin Mount. Speaking of basketball,
I don't know, man. It's kind of tough because it's like I understand that New York is mandated. It's still kind of contradicting because it's like, all right, New York, you mandating it, but then we got to play. I don't know. What's a team that's not mandating it? I guess the Sixers. I haven't heard anything about the Sixers mandating the vaccine.
I
You
think
play the Sixers or whoever a team is that's not mandating these vaccines. I don't want to just say a name and then it's wrong information. So if it's a team that's not mandating the vaccines or a state, it's bigger than the team, like you said.
yeah.
It's the entire state. So if you're allowing another team to come into your building and play, it's not.
Oh no, they can't.
It's kind of like
That's
they can't.
they can't. If you're not vaccinated and you go into a mandated vaccine city, you actually can't play. You can't even practice. Yeah.
That's deep.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yo, Kyrie, listen, I don't know. Not that joint. Ain't no metal sticking to me. Nothing.
To put it in perspective of how many games Kyrie would lose. He would lose 50% of the games because he's in New York, right? Then any game with the Knicks, Warriors, Lakers, Sacramento, all those games are also forfeit for him because LA has mandates as well.
That's deep, bro.
So at most, I think he loses out of 82 game season. He'll probably miss at least 50 games.
That's deep. That's deep.
You see what I'm talking about? So by contract, that's a void of contract already.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're not injured.
Yeah.
You're not injured.
You're not.
So nothing is actually stopping you from playing for us other than you. So, you know what I'm saying? That's
And look, it's like, listen, people are drawing their opinions from it, but at the end of the day, the reason why I'm not really having a huge issue with the like the rules and regulation aspect of it is because they're not saying like, oh, you're not getting a shot. Oh well, fuck you, Kyrie. They're not saying that. It's
no.
just like, look, we gotta follow this. So if that's your choice, we respect it. But this is just what we gotta follow because of that. You
Yep.
see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like in terms of that, I don't know, bro. Especially when money is involved. I mean, anybody that's watching this, anybody that has an opinion that feels like, oh, they doing too much or whatever. You put yourself in the aspect of being a team owner or whoever it is that's dishing out the money to these players. Yeah, you making money. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, how comfortable are you gonna feel paying somebody 200 million, knowing that they're not even
Stepping a foot on the court.
putting up? You see what I'm saying? They're not even putting 50% of that effort into the games because they're not going to be there. They're not eligible to play.
And just for those who want it perspective wise, that's 200 mil. For somebody of our standard, that's as if you paid somebody $2,000 to $20,000 for nothing. That's the equivalency in regards to our standards. So just imagine you go into your bank account, 20,000, 2,000, whatever is gone. Right? You just lost it. You ain't getting it back. You know what I'm saying? That's the equivalent. So of course, what you gonna do? Make sure that don't happen.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
don't nobody like dishing out free money. I don't care who you are. If anybody want to sit here and try to say, "Oh, I don't care giving out free money," unless you donate it to a good cause or something like that, that's a whole different story. But this is not about a good cause or nothing like that, or it's not trying to disrespect anything that Kyrie Irving, done or for his community or anything like that. Nobody ever said that. The only people that's trying to disrespect him are people like Stephen A. Smith or other people that's trying to talk down on his name and say that he this and that.
yep.
That's totally different from rules and regulations and mandates in certain states. You
Now
see what I'm saying? It's
I
deeper
ain't
than that.
I ain't gonna lie to you though. As a Boston guy, to see somebody put their foot down with him, I'm sorry, that kind of give me a little bit of joy, right? Because since the Cavs, Kyrie has gotten everything he wanted.
Yeah.
Feel me? And everybody like tries to accommodate for him, like, don't worry, we're gonna get you this and that and da da da. And then he bails on Boston, goes to New York, and then goes, yeah, we signed it here. Like, you know what I'm saying? After he said to Boston, I'm planning on signing back, all that other shit, right? So I was just so happy to see somebody just finally say, listen, you ain't gonna do what you want to do anymore, basically.
Right, you're not getting your way.
Because he was still showing up to practice, even when he was told. You know that, right?
I didn't know that.
He was still showing up to practice and everything. So they were finally like, nah, bro. You ain't about to be a part-time NBA player. Nah. You know what I'm saying? So
You've never heard of that. And honestly, I would hate to see that. I would hate to see part-time players in the NBA. It don't make no sense. You
60s.
hear
That
what?
was the 60s and early 70s.
And look, 2021. I don't even like the idea of players resting. You see what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't even like that idea of players resting in the NBA. Like, if you're fully healthy to play the game. You never heard of Michael Jordan resting this thing or that. It's a difference. If it's the end of the season, you know, you're it's a guarantee you're going into the playoffs. Even the NFL, bro. You see what I'm saying? It's guaranteed that you're going into the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? Come on. And it's like, all right, at that point, if you know that for a fact that these teams are going in, oh boy, it's guaranteed that you're going into the NBA. You see what I'm saying, or into the playoffs. I'm sorry. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. You could rest in whatever the case may be, take whatever a game or two off, because that you definitely going in. But if it's just on somewhere I feel like, I played my butt off last night, so I'm not really in the mood to play full out this time. That's that. I don't like the idea of that. I don't like the idea of that at all.
Okay, now it's getting close to that time, so I gotta add my segment. Everybody knows what it is. It's the name of the channel, right? Context matters. For years since Kobe won I believe, his first championship,
Mm.
Kobe was always compared to Jordan, right? It was after his fourth, I believe, when he won in 2009.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying or arguing, is Kobe greater than Jordan now? Right? And then it even got more than that when he doubled it in 2010.
Mm. Mm.
After 2012, the conversation about Jordan and Kobe somehow disappeared.
Right.
And instead of being compared to the who I have as the number one guy, instead of being compared to him and saying how close he is to him and how great he is as just a bar below him as the number one, Kobe has now gone into like the later tens of
Mm.
people. So people were putting, of course, Tim Duncan before him, Shaq before him, sometimes some people Hakeem before him, like all this stuff. So question is, what happened and why did it happen? Like why did we suddenly put Kobe, who is again being compared to number one, is
Mm.
now number 8, 9, 10, 15, all that other stuff.
That don't make no sense to me, man. You look at Kobe Bryant, bro. I think, first of all, the reason why people had to stop comparing him to Michael Jordan is because even though he came out himself and he said, well, yeah, a lot of his game from the way how he shoot, with fadeaway layups and all that other stuff, like, it was definitely a lot that we seen Jordan do. But at the end of the day, Kobe Bryant created his own legacy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like today try to put him at number 8.
Like so when Kobe passed, a lot of people started to take what Kobe did. Right. They started to take what Kobe did as, oh, you only saying that because Kobe passed away. Like he was never that big or that much important or blah blah blah. Like let me just put in perspective to some people, right? But let me just put in perspective. So a lot of people hinder um Kobe's status in regards to the all time conversation because of his first because of the first three championships with Shaq, right? They're like, oh, he was just like Shaq was carrying him and stuff like that. I want people to realize for the seasons that Kobe was with Shaq, winning the championships, Kobe averaged 28, then he averaged 25, then he averaged 30, right? Then he averaged
That's a
27.
consistent game to me.
You know what I'm saying? Assist totals with Shaq: 4.9, 5, 5.5, 5.9. Right? You can even go on the blocks, right? We can go on blocks when he starting. 0.9, 0.6, 0.4, and field goal percentage got a little bit better, but still kind of is a 0.46, 0.46, 0.47, 0.45, 0.43. So
It's consistent.
Kobe was not being carried,
Oh,
right? It was a 1-2 punch, Shaq and Kobe. It wasn't Kobe Shaq, it was Shaq and Kobe. I'll give it that.
right.
But then in the same breath, Kareem is number 2, right? Or number 3. Depends on where you like him, Jordan and LeBron is 1, 2, 3 interchangeable, right? Kareem is number 3. I think it's 4 of Kareem's championships or 5 of Kareem's championships are with Magic. Right? It wasn't Kareem's Showtime Lakers, it was Magic's Showtime Lakers.
Exactly.
So it wasn't Kareem and Magic, it was Magic and Kareem.
Exactly.
So why don't we hold that same standard to Kareem?
It's people pick and choose, bro. That's all it is.
You see what I'm talking about?
Pick and choose.
This is why context matters, right? Jordan and Pippen, right? The people always use the thing that Jordan did nothing without Pippen. Now, mind you, this is another context matters. Nobody, and I mean nobody, in NBA history was expected to win their first 7 years, if not first 4 years, right? Nobody was expected to win, and that has been the pinnacle. That's been like the average, I would say. Like normally, it's when you're still under your rookie contract and shit. Nobody expects you to win, right? Okay. I want people to realize this. I kid you not. When Pippen got there to the Bulls, right? Pippen was still a role player, right? And I can even say it. Ready? A lot of people say, "Oh, when Pippen got there in '87, oh, that was when Jordan started winning." Pippen averaged 8 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. That was Pippen. He was coming off the bench. The very next year, 14 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, 4 rebounds. Right? If you were to put those numbers on any team that's been told that has the worst team in finals history and all that stuff, that's literally the supporting cast of those teams.
Sound like Ben Simmons to me, but anyway.
That it does, right? The next year when they won, Pippen averaged 16, 3 turnovers, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. So I always ask people, and don't get me wrong, you can't have Mike without Pippen. Like that's you can't like right. Jordan doesn't become Jordan. Well, he was already Jordan, but Jordan doesn't win all those things without Pippen.
Right. Because it's all about contribution at the end of the day. You can't avoid that and not see that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about contribution, and that is what Scottie Pippen did. But at the end of the day, you can't try to make it seem like, Michael Jordan didn't have a chance or he couldn't be who he is today without Scottie Pippen, because then that's false. Because then, like you said, with the numbers that you just pointed out, that's not. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's cool and he contributed and everything, but it's a lot of people that could have did that. You see what I'm saying? Playing alongside Jordan, and that's the key words: playing alongside Jordan.
I often tell people, I say, I think Phil and that triangle offense did more for Jordan than Pippen did. If you replace Pippen with a Stockton or who was another top player, I gotta think about it. I remember. Is it Johnson? I believe it's Johnson. I'm not sure. But if you replace Pippen with a top player, probably a defensive player, this is more of a defensive player with the triangle offense. I don't think he wins 6, but I know he wins. Right? Now, this is a guy who goes 6 for 6, right? That's what Kobe Bryant was being compared to. And after 2012, Kobe disappeared from the top 5 conversation. And I think it has more to do with people trying to shift away from Kobe, in my opinion. Right? I think the NBA was trying. Remember, after 2011, I think that's when they nerfed the CP3 trade, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
Uh huh.
yeah. They literally.
The,
I've never, even to this day, you never hear of the NBA blocking the tree.
right? They had Gilbert Arenas talked about it on his podcast. They had CP3 and Kobe, and then Dwight was on his way. This is when we got back injury Dwight, right? They said that would have broke the league for years because they would have then had more cap space to buy another star. My thing is, how did you allow the big three in Miami to happen, but not the Lakers, right? And
Don't even.
but you see what I'm talking about? That's why I
Yeah.
think the NBA just wanted to shift from Kobe. I think the NBA was like, listen, we've had Kobe for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
No more Kobe.
They wanted to make LeBron James
The face of the NBA. Yep. Yeah.
That's why. That's why. You see what I'm saying? And that's why they make it. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a being with y'all. The only reason why I'm starting to tolerate, hear the words, tolerate LeBron James now is
Mhm.
because my favorite player, Carmelo Anthony, is on that team.
Michael Westbrook too. I feel you.
Prior to that, LeBron ain't. I'm trying to stray away from me saying that I hate LeBron. You see what I'm saying? Ever since Kobe died, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan. My earliest sports memories, me being a AI fan, a 76ers fan, it's Kobe Bryant whooping our ass in
Yep.
2001. You
Yep.
see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That hurts. So me, when hearing that Kobe came from Lower Marion or whatever, the stuff that he was saying about Philly, all this other stuff, it's kind of like, I'm not really a big fan. But this is my thing. If y'all gonna sit here and do what y'all did to Kobe, in terms of like you just said, blocking these trades or whatever the case may be, same question you just proposed. Why are we? And again, it's just like we just said. It's trying to change the face of the NBA. That's all it is. It's a new generation, new group of players coming in.
Yeah.
That big draft of Wayne Wade, Melo, LeBron. Everybody else that came in that year. It was a whole different era.
And Wade was the only one that won between them at that time. He was on.
By himself.
Yeah.
Damn near. Keywords, damn near. I know some people about to come at me because he still played with Shaq and all that stuff. That's why I said damn near. But even then, Shaq wasn't in his prime.
Nope.
Like he was back when he was on the Lakers.
Yeah. This was out of shape Shaq. Starting to go out of shape Shaq.
Yeah. Fat boy Shaq.
You know what I'm saying?
Shaq, all about the burgers.
The thing is though for me, I don't dislike Bron, right? I enjoy watching him play ball, right? Now, do I like his decision in Miami? No. Did I like his decision to then go back to the Cavs after he got when Kyrie started to develop more, and then he traded Wiggins for K-Love? No. Did I like that finally when he started losing again in the finals, he went to LA, shifted his team around? No. I like when players grind and then win. And then if they don't end up winning, but they had to grind and shit like that, cool. When you start to get too old and then you have to change teams, I understand, right? You're not the carry anymore. You're not the first option type anymore. I have a problem with his fans, dog. Because the fans are walking contradictions, bro.
Big walking contradictions. They remind me of NBA Youngboy.
Man, the biggest issue I had with his fans was that we were told LeBron, this is the fans. LeBron can win with any team. No, my bad. LeBron will win with any team. But when he loses, now it ain't just any team no more. Now there's excuses. If Kyrie averaged 27, the LeBron fans like, you should have averaged 28. should have averaged 27.1. Sorry, Kyrie wasn't there. Right? K Love gets bashed like Bosh because now they're a third option and they shown if they want to, they can average 17, 10, and probably 4, right? If they want to, right? Bosh when Braun retired, right? A lot of people like to say when he see, and this is another thing. When he leaves teams, the teams end up worse. Like no shit. You literally just lost the top player in the league from a team that was built more around him, right? So now they got to rebuild, right?
Yeah, and not only that,
And
he
then
pushed a lot of the star players that were there out.
you know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
mm.
And people was like Bosh was trash. Let me tell you something about Bosh. Bosh was averaging 18, 18, 16, 16. Let me see his total rebounds. 8, 7, 7, 6 assists, basically 2 throughout the whole time. And then finally, when Braun leaves and Bosh is healthy again, 21 points. Like, ain't no way you're saying Bosh was trash, bro. Ain't no way you're saying he was old, bro. Now, his blood clots happened, and that was in 2017. That was about 3 years, 2 years after Braun left. About 3 years, we could say that. But
Right.
that's my issue, though. I love to see LeBron play. I love to see him play. I hate his fans, dog. His fans are just, oh my god, bro.
And you want to know? Same thing like what you was just saying, bro. That's kind of like me. I don't like how LeBron is like. When you building a team around somebody, you kind of become in that position. Where you kind of have like leeway to like, well, who do you want to play with?
Yeah.
This and the third. But I don't like how much power he has in it. I don't. You want to know why? Because he ruins people's careers. Perfect example: Isaiah Thomas.
Oh shit.
Isaiah Thomas. That man was a dog. He played for your team.
I
He
know.
played for your team.
I know.
Boston, bro. And you seen how he was doing. The same size. Everybody want to talk about how little he is and this, that, and the. He ain't grow. He ain't grow. And if he did, that means he was smaller. You see what I'm saying? He was the same person that he was when he was on Boston and he was balling out. He lost his sister, still came in that same night and dropped what, 44? Come
I
on,
think he
Isaiah
dropped
Thomas
like
was a
50.
dog. He was a dog, a dog. But then you go alongside. First of all, the only reason why LeBron wanted you there is because he's seen your talent. You see what I'm saying? He's seen your talent. So now you go there, and now you're not playing up to LeBron's par, or now you're there and LeBron isn't winning the way he wants to. So now he dish you all out. Try to make it seem like you was the issue, this, and the third. And then what happened to Isaiah Thomas? He can't play nowhere else. You see
So
what I'm saying?
so
It's
go ahead.
well, I'm saying like it's only now that people are starting to realize that Isaiah Thomas is still Isaiah Thomas. He still has talent. He still can ball. He still can ball. He still can give it to you from the mid range, the deep three, right there on the three, inside the paint, whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? He can still ball. So why is it that we are all of these negative aspects of him and trying to make it seem like this man is not a good basketball player? It's because he played alongside a big ass baby. And that's my issue with Brian. And it's not only, and people can sit here and try to make it seem like, oh, that's not true, yada, yada, yada. If you look at every single team that LeBron went to or played for, it happened every single time. It happened every single time. And you have players that played with Brian that was being labeled as trash or this, that, and the third that then goes to these other teams and become the star player or one of the star players or a perfect role player. So why is it that they couldn't do it? You see what I'm saying? And listen, you then have people, I forgot who it was, that came out and said playing with LeBron James is one of the hardest things to do because of
KD. That was KD.
yeah, because it's so much. It's like God forbid you miss a shot. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna make 10 for 10 every game or whatever. I'm not gonna say that's impossible, but it's not realistic. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So why is it that when if I'm missing a shot, this game I have a bad game, whatever, the shittiest person in the world. You see what I'm saying? But then I go somewhere else and I do the same exact thing. Me again. I don't like it. We see it with Brandon Ingram. We see it with Lonzo Ball. We see it with uh, Caruso. We see it with a lot of players that play. You see what I'm saying? Where they were on his team previously, and because they had these losing records or they didn't go as far this, whatever the case may be, now LeBron just went out team, and now it's just like, and then these other players go other places and they become stars or perfect role players. Like I said, it's unfair. It's
Yeah.
unfair, and that's like my biggest issue with LeBron because it's like, bro,
All right.
learn how to win, to lose. And that's why you can't compare yourself to Michael Jordan. You can't. Because first of all, you're playing in a way softer league, a way softer league. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, when Michael Jordan had his era of Detroit bad boys, whatever the case may be, going up for a dunk with a finger in his eye, one in his mouth, still sticking his tongue out, all this other stuff. You see what I'm saying? He's still trying to make it work, bro. He's still trying to play with that same team and still comes back to the point where it's so devastating, to the point where, or dominating, I should say, to the point where you got to hear these people come up with the Jordan rules. When was the last time you heard somebody say, oh, we got to come up with LeBron rules, bro? I don't think I ever heard that in my life. I don't think I ever heard that in my life. You see what I'm saying? This is exactly like what you said, bro. You respect a player that can win and lose with a team. I respect somebody like Damian Lillard way more than I will respect LeBron. Because Damian Lillard, even though he has a lot of trolls and stuff going on right now, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's just like to the point where it's like, all right, you want a ring. You want a ring. You see how much trash is thrown on your name if you was one of the greatest players while you was playing. People acknowledge that from the time you played to the time you left. But if you don't have a ring, people look at you like you was trash, bro. So it's only obvious that Damian Lillard is at the point where it's like, all right, listen, we gotta make this work, or I'm gonna have to do some else. You see what I'm saying? But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, you respect a person way more for actually trying to stick with their team and trying to make it work. Going through the hell to the heaven. You see what I'm saying? With a team. But if you have somebody that's on your team and the players, forget the fan base, whatever the case may be, the players know that if they don't, suck on your toes and play to your standards, you won't have to, you're gonna get treated like trash and just kicked out, basically. It's gonna be hard, bro. It's gonna be hard. Nobody's gonna want to play for you, bro.
I feel that. I feel that.
Seriously, it's gonna be hard. It's really gonna be hard, and that's my biggest issue. Like, all right, cool. Like I said, you're a star player. You're LeBron James. I get it. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you don't have to carry on the way how you carry it on. And yes, he's professional, I guess, and camera and the way how you carry out situations. Not a lot of technical fouls. You know how to carry yourself, whatever the case may be. But it's the behind the scenes stuff that we don't see
Mm-hmm.
that creates this negative connotation on LeBron that I have of him. Because
Okay.
it's player. You see what I'm saying? And then when you have players, actual players coming out and saying these type of stuff, it just don't make no sense. And then we have perfect examples every single time. Shit, of players leaving from LeBron's team to then going somewhere else. These same trash players, these same players that can't score, that can't help contribute to nothing. They go to other teams and they become great, bro. Look at Brandon Ingram.
Ingram became a star.
Exactly. And if he was playing alongside LeBron, he would not have that opportunity. He would not have that opportunity. I'm just sorry to say.
Yeah.
Sorry to say.
We we
Sorry to say, man.
we can get into that in the next one. We can have a segment as to like explain why certain players get more hate than they should. So we can go on to that, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, we are out for the night. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is on both Facebook Live and YouTube. All right, so on YouTube, of course, you can watch anytime. For those tuned in on the Facebook Live, appreciate you for coming through. So once again, let me just again reintroduce you to my boy Ty Yeshu. All right, he ain't wear shoelaces though. But appreciate y'all. It's facts. Socks and sandals. But fam, appreciate y'all for coming through. We have a very good night.
Appreciate it.